Talk about your new role as the sex symbol of Canadian producers. How do you feel about that pressure? How are you gonna handle that?
Bro, I swear to God, I have to eat. I'm gonna start eating like 3,000, 4,000 calories a day. And I was like, I'm gonna be the strongest jazz pianist, at least in Canada. At least in Canada.
Now here in the cut, we challenge our guests to finish a tub of ice cream before the end of the conversation. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. You're listening to The Cool Table. We are in the cut with Harrison, friend of the show. Welcome once again.
Thank you so much for having me, bro.
Now, usually we challenge our guests to finish a tub of ice cream before the end of the conversation. Unfortunately, today we couldn't put Harrison's stomach in danger by doing that once again.
It was a blessing in disguise for my stomach.
No, it was. But last time, you actually did pretty good. I remember I think you finished or almost finished.
Bro, I was fucking that shit up last time.
No, you definitely doing your thing last time. So I was excited to see you do it again this time. But listen, next album, maybe we'll give you 2. I think that should be a thing that we do. How many times you've been on the show?
It just gets
as many times.
Gal.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Yeah, you have a new project coming out. It's been 5 years?
I think so, yeah.
Half a decade?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah. I just want to start with what the hell's been going on, because I didn't tell you this before, but you are someone who people have been mentioning as like they're waiting for you to come back out.
Oh, let's go.
Come back outside. They're like, yeah, like Harrison is being held hostage. Like, and I was like, all right, cool. So now that you're finally about to be back outside, How does it feel and what have you been up to?
It feels great, man. I'm outside now. I'm outside. I've just been practicing piano and focusing on this record. And in that time, I mean, like also trying to stay healthy and
yeah, your D's now.
Yeah,
D's now. Yo, he's wearing his blades. Those shoulders are not fake. Those are his shoulders.
Yeah, and just like trying to keep my mental put together and not all messed up.
Yeah, I see you got your light skin pictures going on, your press pictures. If anyone hasn't seen that, we're definitely gonna put those right here for everyone to see. Talk about your new role as the sex symbol of Canadian producers. How do you feel about that pressure? How are you gonna handle that?
Bro, I swear to God, I have to eat. I'm gonna start eating like 3,000, 4,000 calories a day. And I was like, I'm gonna be the strongest jazz pianist, at least in Canada. At least in Canada.
Though you're well anyway. I don't know who your competition is. I don't know who's muscly out of the jazz pianists or other producers. But I feel like you had to be in the top percent.
We got to get in there, bro. Give me top, even top 15. I'd be happy with.
Maybe that's what we had to put in the comments. Who are the most D pianists and producers out there? I think because you know what I think of when Kanye said, I want to be the best dressed rapper, the superlatives. And I'm thinking like, we always think best dressed is what we always use, most attractive, but we don't look at the other ones.
No, bro.
We gotta be more inclusive and include these other superlatives. I think we should start with most muscular. So I'm putting your name in the ring for that one.
We'll get into smaller genres, bro. Like biggest shoulders, biggest quads. Yeah.
Seeing as someone's bio, 2023 best traps as a Canadian producer.
That's extremely niche award.
That's a weak bio.
Yeah.
Throwing back to 5 years ago, one thing we talked about last time a lot was imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Which I think it's so interesting to look back at it now that like that was something we were talking about. But obviously it still exists. It's still a thing. What's your relationship with that now?
Oh, as time went on, I'm like, wait, I don't have imposter syndrome. I'm just not in school and not paying rent. And I am an imposter. Because there's people trying to like become, this talent, people like in the trenches, bro. But I had like time to actually focus on my craft.
Yeah.
Because at that, like right out of high school, I wasn't paying rent. I was at my parents'.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to use that time to be able to practice. I mean, as time went on, I moved out and stuff. But I think I probably learned the most in that amount of time.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't worrying about external factors, right? And so I have no qualms with imposter syndrome because
Yeah.
fuck, I did mine, bro.
Now you do it. You really live it. I remember last time you were like, it's not that I think I'm a phony, but there are these things. But it's like, you really do this, you know? So
Yeah.
there's no reason for any of that. And you talked about you getting better at piano.
Mhm.
You're like the piano Instagram guy now, like Instagram, TikTok, like
I'll say that I'm bad.
you and Thompson, the guy be going head to head, like
No, dude. Well, I mean, everyone is so good on the internet now, bro.
Mhm.
But it's I'm like I feel competent. I don't feel like a good piano
just
player.
competent.
Compared to, bro, I saw a 17-year-old
No, you're
yesterday.
right. Let me stop. People are crazy out here. What do I really
People
say?
are nuts, bro. I just like I'm happy to be competent though. And if I can like learn like a piece or like transcribe a standard to like a level that I think's okay, I'm happy with that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not that great at it.
I would
comparison.
Here's the thing. Some of these people have been playing piano since before they could walk.
Yeah.
And they can just do absolutely crazy things.
Yeah.
So you're right. There are levels to this. But if you think about the improvement that you made.
Yeah, to be fair, like I really started at like 20,
That's
like
what I'm
21.
saying.
So like
Give
I'm
yourself
happy
credit.
with I'm absolutely happy with my progress.
Nah.
But like, thank you. I'm taking the compliment.
No,
I appreciate
100%.
it,
100%. Now, I heard that you got a music box as a gift.
I did. Where'd you hear that?
Come on. I need to know these things. First of all, whoever gave you that gift, A1.
Yeah.
A1 gift giving. Let's talk about that as a gift and then, music box, the song on the project.
Yeah, no, it was like just an ode to her. This was an ex actually who gave me this.
All right.
And I don't know, it was just such a sweet gift because like didn't need to be like an expensive gift or anything. It was just the thought. She's like, this is a cool gift and idea. And yeah, so the song was like pretty much for her. She'd probably hate that shit though. She'd probably hate that shit. Yeah.
No, but I feel like, first of all, gifts like that are thoughtful, you're never going to forget.
No, absolutely
Because
not. I still have it.
It's easy to spend money on. Like, I see that all the time with celebrity couples where it'll be like, so-and-so got so-and-so a Porsche.
Yeah.
It's like, don't get it twisted. I would love a Porsche too, but it's like, it's not as thoughtful as a music box.
Yeah.
And so to get a good song from it as well, I feel like that fits. Do you feel like your skills on piano translated to the album in a way that it couldn't have been done without that? Because obviously there's like programming and different ways to create these elements, but do you feel like, you being able to actually play these things played a big part?
Oh, absolutely. Man, 100%. I mean, like, that was a big point of the record is like, not to showcase my like piano, the technicals, but just to showcase my growth as an artist. And like, I was like, this is the instrument I want to get really good at. So like, most of the albums centered around the piano. I'm sorry if I'm segueing, by the way.
Bro, segue away. Segue away.
It's like the album should be centered around the piano as a whole, whether that's like acoustic piano or Rhodes or whether it's electronic pianos.
Nah, I think too. You said this before about how it's like a accessible version of jazz, which I think those are the best projects. The accessible version of whatever the music is, no matter the genre, are usually the best albums. But being someone who's part of the community, there's always that group who's like, this is not as technically good as the other. Talk about that balance of, obviously you want it to slap, but you have that technical part of you that's like, this could be technically better or different.
So a big part of it is just like being able to like let go, obviously, and understand that like this one is like, I'm not really making it for anyone, but it's just like, this is music I enjoyed and music I wanted to make since I was a kid. Yeah. And I'm like happy to be making it. And I've said that about my last album too, but it's true. It's like this is like a direct, it was directly inspired by like Vince Guaraldi and Charlie Brown's Christmas, which I look at as more accessible jazz music. It's like casual listening. So I was like, I want to do that too. And it doesn't matter if people like it or not. Like especially musicians, like You know what I mean? I feel like a musician, like a
Mhm.
technically inclined jazz musician would hear it and be like, know what I'm doing. I'd be like, oh, he's just making like
Mhm.
diet jazz
Diet
for the
jazz.
masses, right?
Diet jazz is such a funny term.
I know, isn't it
Like,
hilarious? I've been rinsing that all week.
diet jazz. What would you call it? Your last project, Apricity. Like you call this diet jazz or accessible jazz. What would you call Apricity?
Apricity is just like electronic music.
Mhm.
Like I wouldn't say, I don't know. I heard this term recently. Was it blog house? It's not blog house. Indie sleaze? I don't know what the fuck it was, but yeah, Apricity was just like it's supposed to be like
Indie sleaze.
electronic, like not like vaporwave adjacent. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Electronic music.
Vaporwave adjacent is a good one.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially the artists describing their own music,
Yeah.
that's when you really get like what it's supposed to be, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I used to always call Brent Faiyaz like if there was a thug who was extremely romantic but toxic. Like that's the perfect thing there. So it's like calling this diet jazz,
Yeah.
you know, absolutely fits. You have all these amazing covers.
Mhm.
Amazing covers for all the singles. Talk about, Kento and Elijah doing those, because I think that you have some of the best. I would say you and DJ. DJ has really good cover art too. I love
Mhm.
DJ's cover art. You and DJ have some of the best cover art, of anybody. Talk about, putting those together and making those your cover art.
Well, yeah. First of all, thank you. That means a lot because I spent a lot of time like trying to figure out the creative direction of where it's gonna, like, when we're gonna start. But when we were like releasing singles, when we were gonna start, and it all started with like Around You. Before that, I found Elijah Space Hose on Instagram, and I was just floored. I was like, this is everything I've wanted in like an artist when it comes to my own creative direction. And yeah, so since that first release, like a couple of years, a year ago, he has been doing like all the assets for my singles. And then I found Kento, and Elijah is absolutely incredible. I know he could do the cover art, but we were more focused on his characters.
Yeah.
And with the cover art, I needed it to be like a scenic thing. So I found Kento on Instagram. I'm like, bro, please. I was like, please. And yeah, the cover art's actually licensed. It wasn't illustrated for me. I was just obsessed with the picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a long ride with them.
I didn't realize that Around You came out so long ago.
I know it. Well, I basically it like went like semi-viral on TikTok.
Shout out TikTok.
Shout out TikTok. That's how they roped me in.
You're like, I gotta use you now.
Yeah, it was like the first video I put out. It's just like I was just screwing around that day, and I might have mentioned to you before about like external validation. I was like, damn, okay, people like that. I went to the label. I'm like, please, can we release this song? And they're like, okay. And we scrambled to get the artwork and stuff. And that's like probably my most listened to instrumental as like a solo artist.
And that's 3 years ago. So the album was done.
Really?
Well, not done then, but where was the album kind of in the works at that time? Because that's 3 years ago.
I think that was like the first song I finished. And then I just like kind of snowballed after that. So I finished it in like 4 months, and then just figured out features for like 2 years. So was it really 3 years ago?
Yeah, 2020 it says here. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. December 16th, 2020. So I guess the end of 2020.
Okay.
But like that's pretty wild. Like,
yeah, that's nuts, dude.
Yeah. So the album wasn't done then. So you released that, and then the album was done afterwards.
But yeah, the album, a lot of it also was like centered around that idea. Almost like me finishing loops and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can even like, if you go on my TikTok and scroll to the bottom, you can like see some of these songs.
Oh, like you messing around?
Yeah, being performed basically before they're even an idea. Like the idea is being performed, and they're only like 30 seconds. And not all of them, but like some of them, like, yo, these are going on the album. Like daydreaming. That's
pretty crazy that like everyone gets to see it kind of happen.
Yeah.
And then daydreaming being about waking up from a daydream. I thought once I realized that's what it was, I heard the song so differently.
Yeah.
Because it really does sound like that. Like it is a soundtrack to you, like, waking up from a daydream.
Yeah.
Because I think the interesting thing to me is like just waking up and waking up from a daydream are not the same thing.
Yeah, no, it's completely different. Right?
So waking up from a daydream, I thought was interesting. What was your thinking behind that? Like, what were you going through personally, where you're like, let's make this waking up from a daydream?
Yeah, no, yeah. I think a lot of it had to do with like getting older, and yeah, I guess managing my expectations as a musician, and being okay with like where I'm at this time, and in my, you know what I mean, and my yeah. Sorry, I didn't articulate that well.
So was like your prior expectations your daydream in a sense?
Yeah, essentially, right? I was like, snap out of it, bro. Get to work, but also be like content with what you're doing.
Yeah, because there's that thin line of like snapping out of what you're like, even calling what you wanted to do or your expectations a daydream is its own separate thing. But to snap out of that in a way that's still positive.
Yeah. That's the thing. Maybe calling it a daydream, maybe that's a little negative sounding. But because it's like maybe saying it's like a pipe dream or whatever. But it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't always have to be negative, right?
Yeah. I don't think I think daydream is probably better than just saying a dream or a pipe dream or something like that, because a daydream is most of the time always positive. If you're having daydreams that are like nightmares, like
something's going on.
You need professional help. But snapping out of a daydream is less jarring.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, what the hell was I going through? Like, snapping out of a daydream is so calm. So not as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there's a part in daydreaming at the beginning, I would say, that really gives like, you know, when you're in somewhere that's dark and you step outside and it's really, really bright.
Yeah.
That's what I think of. Like,
almost like a snow blindness.
Yeah, almost like a snow blindness, and then and then as the song goes on, your eyes adjust a little bit. Does that make some sense?
Oh yeah, that's a great way to put it, bro.
Look at that.
You're a poet.
Look at that. Look at that. I actually have 2 notes on here about View from the Sky, because I had, first of all, the keys on that. Rock with it.
Let's go. Thank you.
And then once I realized that was one of the songs that you're really, really proud of, I was like, this makes so much sense. No wonder he's proud of this. This song's great.
Thanks,
so talking about A View from the Sky, because I didn't, you know, when I was like writing about it, making notes about it, I was just like, yeah, like these keys, he definitely did his thing with this. Yeah. But why are you so proud of that song?
It's just like, it's a song I'm like happy to like listen to, and it's my own song, and I'm like, this is what I was going for. I think it was like, that song is like, for me, what the whole album's. If anything, I should have called it like the title track, because it's like what the album to me is supposed to sound like. You know what I mean? I was like, I want the album to sound like this. And it was actually funny, the last song I made.
I was about to ask that. So the last, that's crazy. I guess you finally got to it.
Yeah. I was like, okay, this is it. I was like, that's the one, right?
That's pretty crazy. Yeah. Because I feel like that could be the thesis of the album.
Yeah.
Like, A View from the Sky. Yeah. Overhead might be my favorite song.
Oh, Overhead's a taste, bro. I like that one too.
Yeah, Overhead is a jam. Overhead is a jam. Chris, our producer, someone was in the studio the other day and showed us, I forget the name of the artist, but that jazz instrumental artist. Let's try to remember the name of the artist. Pimp Sessions, something Pimp Sessions.
Oh, that's a sick name.
I've been listening to that project a lot, and it reminded me of what you said about your own projects of like, I want this to be someone can go for a walk to.
Yeah.
Because I always am wondering, what is an artist thinking that their music is a soundtrack to? Because sometimes they might not be doing the thing their music is a soundtrack to. Yeah. But still making that music. So talk about what your music, at least this album, is a soundtrack to.
Oh yeah, it's like the walking album, bro. It's the elevator music.
Elevator music.
No, but it's actually just like, you know, it's gonna be warm out soon, and we're gonna just. I hope people just like have that shit in their headphones when they're walking their dog, just like enjoying a nice sunny day. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's easy listening.
Yeah, easy listening. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
It's a casual viewing.
Casual viewing. Stop.
A casual viewing.
Casual viewing. Diet jazz. Oh my god. Sorry, go back to Overhead. What part of that song came first? That's what I want to know. Was it like the keys? Was it the actual drums? Like, which part came first, and how did that?
It was the
come
B3
together?
organ.
Okay.
So when the song starts, it's like an organ in the background, and then Oh no, forgive me. It was actually the drums. It was the break that came
Mhm.
first, and the whole song was just centered on the break beat rather, and then the organ, and then the piano, and then shitty
Interesting.
guitar, and then there's a lead,
Mhm.
like which is what's called a celeste,
Mhm.
which I used on a bunch. Why is CIBC calling me? What do you
Great.
want? And which I
We love
used
that.
which I used on a few songs. I used on
Mhm.
Around You.
Mhm.
I used it on Honey Harbor. It's a common theme in the
Mhm.
album. It's the celeste. It's
Yeah,
like
nah.
sounds like a mallet instrument.
No, but I think that is the other thing that sets your stuff apart because you're using like keyed instruments
hmm
that are not piano.
Yeah.
Which is like that sounds very simple, but the texture that it adds,
hmm
I think is helpful.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, run that back.
Oh yeah.
Why is that the last song?
I don't run back the album, bro. I don't run back the album for me. Give me those Spotify cents.
Oh my
Half
god.
cents.
Give me those Spotify half cents. Yeah, come on. But maybe pay for my parking with the Spotify streams. That song has the most personality, I would say. If I could choose a song that's most personality,
Oh, you think so?
run that back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
There's have you spoken to the Count yet?
No,
The Count, those are his drums on that song.
interesting.
And yeah, they were pretty much the center of that song too.
So some of these songs are drums first.
I mean, there's a lot of songs that are drums first. It's all built around drums.
How does that work? Talk about you building a song around the drums.
Like for example, there's a song like I mean, I don't know. If the drums don't slap, you just throw the whole thing away, bro.
That's what I live by.
Just throw the whole thing away.
That's a fact. But in terms of actually building it, like I'm a drummer by trade, so
Yeah.
I'm always starting with the drums. Personally, that's just the way I live my life.
Yeah.
But in terms of you creating, where do you fit in terms of starting a song with the drums?
I don't know. I think it's just easy. Like when the drums are there, it's just easy to build because it'll go like drums and like anything, like any kind of keyed instrument. So like drums, piano, drums, Rhodes, drums, Wurlitzer. One of those it's usually the piano that I'll like build a progression around, or like start writing the song. And sometimes I'll start just like, okay, how's it sound with the piano, but then switch out the piano for something else. Like on Overhead, it turned up being a B3, an organ. So yeah, yeah, drums are important, and it's just easy to write around them because you can like if I start with no drums, it's sometimes it's tough to make like I don't know make them fit. It's easier to make starting with drums to make piano fit over that than vice versa.
Then the other way around. Yeah.
For me personally,
I actually agree with that. I've heard people talk about writing songs like chords first.
Yeah.
Which, obviously to each their own, but personally that always feels a little bit crazy to me. Because it feels like you're gonna have to kind of redo those chords, at least the tempo of them.
Yeah.
Once you solidify what the drums are gonna be.
Yeah.
So I've always thought that's weird. So it's interesting to hear that you kind of feel the same way. Because I honestly I know a lot of hits were made in that way, but it does feel very weird to me that someone would start a song not drums first.
Well, again, like someone like the Count. I swear he starts all of his songs with drums, but he's like a drummer by trade.
Yeah,
so.
No, it makes the most sense.
Yeah,
we talked about this last time. You had your top 5 people. Now I feel like this is the right time to do this because it is actually 5 years later.
Yeah.
Also, you're freshly single. So now we do another top 5. They say the top 5 people in your life help make you who you are. Now your top 5 can be a 2. Or it can be a 10, but who are the top 5 people in your life who help you be you?
Who help me be me? I mean, can I put my family as 1?
Of course.
Okay, because then I just name them all. I go, yeah, my family. And I mean, I have to like shout out my ex because like it was there for me for so long. Obviously, at the moment, Dan Howie, who is very patient with me.
Love patience.
Who make me... The question is who makes me me. I think I have to shout him out because literally he's insanely patient with me. It's like and like good at like he'll just nudge me even when something's like urgent. He'll be like, "Hey man, there's people who are here working for you. Like you got to take the time to like." and he's never been like rude to me or anything.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's, oh my God.
Yeah, that's needed.
I wish I could put all my friends into one group, into one little.
For sure. They'll all feel special in their own way.
But they're, and then 5 is my dog, I guess.
My dog, I guess.
Of course, Ola. Of course, Ola.
So we have dog, X, Dan, and Ola getting their own slot. Friends as one, family as one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm riding with that.
Yeah, Dan.
What did I say, Don?
I thought you said Dad.
Oh, Dad. No, Dan.
No.
Dan.
Oh,
Dad is part of the family. He's not getting his.
Like, why is he separate?
Yeah. No. Dan is getting his own, as well as Ola. I can't believe this is Ola's first mention in the top 5 after all the episodes she's been here for. Crazy her first mention in the top 5.
Exactly. She'd easily top
no,
5.
It's honestly a travesty. I can't wait to go back and see. We're gonna put these side by side of like where your top 5 was then.
I could not remember any of them.
Yeah, like watching back that interview, we seemed like, first of all, 2 different people. Like you had like one of those like mini fros, like like working its way up. My hair was super short.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so complete 2 different people.
Look at us.
Who would have thought? Not me.
Yeah.
The next question we have is, what exotic animal would you add to your life? Now, this one I think is very interesting because I feel like everyone's content over the pandemic went in 8 different directions. And it could have influenced you in any which way. But this is a money thing. People get $100 million. This is what they do with it. Mike Tyson with his tiger, Justin Bieber with his monkey, and Michael Jackson with his monkey.
Yeah.
So when you get $100 million, which animal are you adding into your life?
Exotic animal?
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably go with like a pig. Is that exotic enough?
Not domesticated, so I guess that counts.
They're smart as hell. Like the smartest animal, dude.
Do you think the pig will get along with your dog?
I think so, actually. I do think so.
Interesting.
They're incredibly smart. But I eat bacon and shit, so I'd probably start feeling bad.
Yeah, I think that's a little disrespectful.
But pigs, if I had that money, I'd definitely house a pig. Be my homegirl, maybe.
Yeah, okay. So just one you're thinking. That's my thing is like, are they used to solitude, isolation? Like, don't they want to have another pig around?
That's true, man. I'd have to get 2. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's this whole thing.
Yeah, and then your dog is now outnumbered by pigs. How does they feel about that?
It'd be dope to have like a fox.
A fox?
I've seen some people with foxes.
That'd be a vibe.
On TikTok. I see some fox owners. They sound ridiculous.
No, they sound nuts, but it looks cool. It looks cool, but they sound nuts.
They do.
So are you going fox and pig, or fox is your final answer?
If I could only choose one, I'd go with the fox.
You got $100 million. You can afford to do all of them.
Then I'd get 2 pigs.
2 pigs and a fox.
2 pigs. No, the fox would be hunting them. I don't want to deal with that shit.
Those pigs would last about 8 days.
Dang, I don't want to deal with that.
So 2 pigs?
Yeah.
I can just imagine like someone meeting you for the first time and coming to your apartment and seeing the pigs in there. And then being like, did something happen in here? You're like, no, this is how we live. Like, this is all the time.
These are my homies, dude.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know if we've had anyone say pig because that's the first one I can remember of someone choosing an animal that we eat. So that's going to be very interesting.
What do people choose? Like tigers, cheetahs?
Tigers, jellyfish.
Cats? Jellyfish is crazy.
Owl, I've heard.
Owl's dope.
Yeah, there's some interesting ones. I think I would choose something like water-based, just have like a super fly aquarium.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm thinking, because I'm always playing music in my crib.
But this is the thing, though, with like a sea creature.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're gonna go and like chill with it.
No, definitely not.
It's something to look at.
Yeah, not really a pet. Yeah, I have a friend who she has a goldfish that she pets, and I was like, I'm sure your goldfish hates it. I'm sure your goldfish hates it.
Pets, dude.
Yeah, so I'm like, I guess that doesn't count. Something you could pet. I'm trying to think what would be like. I would love a big cat. I think big cats are a vibe. You know, like
it would be tight.
How cool it is to hang when someone has a big dog and you can like cuddle up with the big dog.
Yeah,
but like I don't think I have the confidence to just not be shaking in my boots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. If I was sure it was gonna eat me,
When am I gonna be sure? That's my thing. It's like we get comfortable. I'm still gonna be clenching my butt cheeks every time I go to pet you.
Well, what's the like fact about how long a cat will wait to eat you after you die or something?
Oh, I never heard that.
Yeah,
I wonder what that
is.
is.
It's like a weirdly short amount of time.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
What?
they're just eating you, bro.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is
like a regular ass house cat.
After watching Tiger King,
yeah. Oh my god,
that didn't help. That didn't help because the tigers were sometimes going after our boy Joe Exotic. Joe. And there was that person who got their, I think it was their leg or their hand. Anyone remember?
Yeah, I think it was arm.
Arm. Yeah, and they still went back to work. That was wild, bro. That was wild to me.
That was one of Joe Exotic's employees, right?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
So it's like the good seems good, but when it is,
did you hear they found her husband?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Carol Baskin's husband.
I don't want to watch the show anymore.
But you watched the first
season. The lore was crazy. Are you kidding? Like,
no, that was wild. Everyone's like, so what? So let's talk about that a little bit. Now that they found the husband, what do you think?
I just mean, like, I don't know, bro. They're all fucked up. Because anyone who's this obsessed with big cats and money, crazy. They're all fucked up.
Yeah, because I was certain that she did it.
Honestly, I think I wanted to believe that she did. Maybe there's some internalized misogyny though, bro. You know what I mean? We'd look inward there and be like, maybe we're not looking at this right. But yeah, I thought she did that shit for real.
I definitely thought she did it. And I was scared for Joe. Like when Joe was like, she's coming for me. Yeah. Like I was worried about Joe because I was like, she just killed her husband.
Yeah.
Who's Joe? Joe's not anything to her. And I just wonder how they found him, you know? Like, was someone looking for him? Or did he turn himself in? That's my thing. Because
people must have been looking for him.
Because my thing is like we don't really know what he looked like. I could spot you Carol Baskin, but I couldn't tell you what her husband looked like. Yeah. So did someone just see him and say, I know you? Maybe there's super fans like that exist, but I just wonder how someone identified him.
It was a big show, bro. It was huge. It was one of the biggest Netflix shows for a bit.
No, it was. It was like at the beginning of the pandemic. That was like prime time.
That shit was hard.
I remember there was this video of this woman breakdancing in a gymnasium. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Hopefully it like resurfaces on all our phones, so somebody mentioning it, because that's how algorithm works.
That's how it works.
But she was like breakdancing against a bunch of black kids. And it wasn't Carol Baskin, but everyone just said that it was. And they threw the Carol Baskin song over her dancing. It was amazing. It was amazing. Shit, yeah. Bro. So that kind of thing is, I'm like, yeah, it was obviously a really big show. Really big show. Okay. So I'm okay with your answers. Pig is definitely a unique one. I feel like there's some stuff in there that's not gonna fly. Like, do we care about a pig's mental health?
Oh shit.
How far are we going with this?
I care about the pig's mental health. It's my pig.
So are you going to stop eating pork when you get the pig?
If I had 2 pigs, I'd stop eating pork. I could give that up.
For the pigs?
For the pigs.
Would you
not chicken?
Would you re-eat pork if they pass?
As long as I know I'm not eating them.
As long as you're not eating them. Interesting.
Yeah.
You've gone off the rails here, but I have so many questions.
That's okay.
Do you know anyone who has eaten their pets?
No, I don't.
I do. I know someone who's eaten their pets.
Do they own a farm?
No. It was like a family dog, and wild. And so my first question was, did you get a new dog?
Yeah, Blueberry. I do have a new dog.
And they said no, but I think.
Oh, I thought you were asking me. My bad. Sorry.
Would you eat your dog and get a new dog? Is that what you're saying?
No. I thought you were saying I got a new dog. Sorry.
No. But they asked them if they got a new dog, and they said no, which I understand. But I feel like if you eat any of your dogs, the new dog just could probably feel the energy.
Absolutely. That's you're gonna have a ghost dog running around.
Oh my god, haunting the new dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch out.
New dog's just gonna be barking at like open space. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Where is that movie? I just started watching horror movies for the first time. I feel
so
like.
So did I actually.
What have you seen? Now we can really tap in.
I just been like kind of going like just dog shit, like bad horror movies. But like I've been revisiting like old ones, not revisiting, but watching them. Like because my friends always wanted to watch horror movies. I'm like,
never.
Yeah, I don't watch horror movies, but not in my haunted ass apartment.
I just saw
And-
Paranormal Activity,
Okay, I
the
haven't
first
seen that
one.
Have you seen The Thing?
No, but it's on my list. I have a list, so maybe they'll put
Thing
it on top
is-
of the list.
Not only did, I mean, to be fair, it's like a cheese old
Mm.
horror movie, but like it's probably made it onto like my top 10 movies. Like, I think it's
Wow.
incredible. The Thing is awesome, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing The Thing this weekend.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. Oh my gosh,
Wow.
I love that movie.
I saw Splice, which is not really a horror movie, but
I was about to
horror-ish.
watch Splice the other day.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, is it good?
It's worth watching for sure.
Okay.
It gets pretty crazy. I'm not gonna ruin it, but it gets.
I think someone
weird.
spoiled it a bit for me, so I think I might know a bit.
It's still worth watching.
Okay.
It gets pretty crazy.
I'll watch this shit tonight, bro.
But I'm actually starting to like horror movies, which I didn't think I would.
Yeah, same.
But I'm not finding them scary, which I thought I would need to find them scary
Yeah.
to like them. But I'm not always finding them scary, and I'm still enjoying them.
Well, have you seen Smile yet?
Smile I actually saw in theaters.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't think it was scary. I thought it was cool.
Bro, I was literally like, my friend had people over,
Mhm.
my ex had people over, and like they were watching Smile downstairs. And I was upstairs in like my office and I could
Mhm.
hear the movie. And I was getting freaked out by like all the jump scare noise.
That's crazy.
I was
That's
sitting here
crazy.
watching it and I just like look over and like look at the TV because I
Mhm.
like wanted to kind of know what's going on.
Yeah,
and-
now the
and
jump scares were. That was what it was.
It was
But
like all jump scares, wasn't it?
That's basically the scary part of
Yeah.
it. But my thing is that if the sense of the movie is just this person's hallucinating,
Yeah.
I'm not really gonna be scared by that.
Yeah,
you
okay,
know,
valid,
that's
valid.
like, but that's most scary movies is
Yeah.
person's hallucinating.
It's like someone's just crazy.
So it's just like I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, they're hallucinating. I can't see it. Like I'll be fine. But I saw It Follows. You seen that one?
Oh yeah. I haven't seen it. I know It Follows. Though.
It Follows was good.
Okay.
But I think my big issue is that I put myself in the position in the scary movie. I think, what if this was me? And when it's one of those, I always think to myself, I would have this handled in 8 minutes and be on time for work. But they're just stressed for days on days on days.
Like, if I was them, I'd handle it.
Yeah, don't you ever think that? You're just like, this is very easy.
Yeah.
Like Paranormal Activity, they don't want you here. Leave. Like it's very
It's pretty
simple.
cut and dry.
Yeah.
You know what I actually did see the other day that actually pissed me off a bit?
Mm.
It was good. I saw A Quiet Place 1 and 2.
Oh,
and I,
I heard
guess
that's
it's not really
amazing.
a horror movie.
I heard it's fire though.
It's a good movie, but there was just so many things. I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Like they're like being dumb.
like really seemed like really stupid moves they were
Mhm.
making. Have you seen that, Ola? God. You seen it, Chris? What do you think?
No, that movie pissed me off.
Yeah, right? Okay. I was like,
Like, this kid's an idiot.
yeah, I was like, kid's an idiot, they're idiots. Like,
I think that's a scary movie thing. That's what I'm realizing now, because with scary movies, you kind of have the freedom to like make less sense.
yeah.
It's almost like if every movie was a Fast and Furious movie. Like you can just throw reality out the window. Because sometimes the decisions they make are just pointless.
yeah.
Like in Paranormal Activity, let's go back to that. It's like the third day and they see the footsteps of whatever this creature is. And the wife goes, I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I'm like, all right, let's get out of here.
Credits roll.
Because if it was me, some of these movies would be, half an hour and that'd be the end of it. So, yeah, I think that's just where I'm at. Anything else new that you're getting into before we get out of here?
Anything new that I'm getting into?
Yeah, you're watching more scary movies. You're
What am I
you're
getting
outside
into?
more. You're
I'm getting into being outside.
that's the
I
new
think that's
thing?
my new thing. I'm getting into like sitting outside. I'm also getting into eating at restaurants alone, bro.
That's a vibe. I love that.
This is a new thing. I've heard about people doing it, but it always bugged me because I'd see people on TikTok. I'm like, they're eating at a restaurant alone
Taping themselves.
to tape themselves. eating
Yeah,
at
I
a
don't fuck with
restaurant alone.
that.
Like, what's the point of this? But I was like, okay, but I'm gonna try that.
Mhm.
It was actually pretty nice.
Do you like listen to music or no music?
No,
or
I try and just like put my phone down and like
Mhm.
my parents are like really about like you gotta enjoy your meal. Like sit down and enjoy your meal.
Mhm.
They ever if they ever saw me like if I was going to their place for brunch or something and I'm like eating a sandwich over the sink, they're like, sit
like
down.
a barbarian.
Yeah, like a Neanderthal.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking. So I'd try and then be present. I also I'm anxious as fuck, so it's like
Yeah.
helpful with little exposure therapy.
Yeah. Kind of doing one thing at a time.
Yeah.
I think that's something people should do more. Like, I think people do that sometimes when they're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's way more often you're gonna like eat dinner by yourself,
absolutely.
whatever. But I think that doing that in your own city, extremely underrated. Extremely underrated.
You ever go to movies alone? I have never been.
I haven't in a long time.
Yeah.
I haven't in a long time. I do want to do that more though.
Yeah.
I recently saw Demon Slayer in theaters, so I'm just like jaded right now for going to theaters. But I think I probably will because I do have to see the new Creed.
Yeah.
And the new John Wick.
I gotta see the new John Wick.
Yeah.
I'm a John Wick truther. Bro.
Apparently, this is the best one.
Are you for real?
Yeah, that's everyone's telling me.
Okay.
I've seen some people give it 10 out of 10s.
Let's fucking go, man.
Yeah, so I'm amped for that.
Maybe I'll get the homies together and we'll do like 1, 2, 3.
Oh, and then go see
and
4.
Go see 4. Man.
That'd be a vibe.
But I want to go to. You know, what I've never been to is one of those like, is it 19 plus theaters or 21 plus? There's like some out in Vaughan, I think.
What do they do? Like, what's
like you can't like no kids are allowed in the theater. They're like they're like
like the VIP type place.
VIP,
they sell alcohol and shit. Yeah.
But they're not even that expensive. They're like $20 or something.
I've been to one of those. They're pretty fly.
Yeah.
And they like bring food to you and stuff like that.
Food, yeah. They got like a lazy boy.
Yeah.
I've never been to one of those. I'd like to go to one of those.
Do John Wick there. That'd be a vibe.
Wouldn't that be sick?
Yeah. The only thing that's missing, obviously, this is not 1960s, but people smoking in there. Yeah. That's literally the only thing missing. I want to have a
cigarette, a glass of rye or something.
Looking like Mad Men. Like.
Bro, actually, it's funny enough with John Wick 3, because before Monarch owned Entertainment One Music, we all got to see a preview of John Wick 3. And bro, that was the most fun I've had at a theater because anytime anything happened, everyone was just screaming.
Really?
There's like a knife fight in the beginning. Everyone's like just standing up and clapping and shit. I feel like people do that with like Star Wars and MCU stuff. But I don't have a problem with Star Wars or MCU. But I don't watch them.
That'd be hype though. If I was in the theater, people were doing. I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
that would be hype.
Yeah.
Damn. I wonder what that would be like.
Shit was tight as fuck. I was like,
that sounds hype. That sounds hype.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we've definitely gone, well over our time now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Don't apologize. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Before we get out of here, I want to make sure everyone knows to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Leave us a rating and a review, 5 stars, not a single star less. Follow us on Instagram at The Cool Table Live, on YouTube at The Cool Table Live. You can listen to The Cool Table every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on CJRU 1280 a.m. in Toronto. But before we get out of here, we do this segment called Wednesday Wisdom on the show. Motivational quote or saying either you repeat to yourself or the people around you when someone needs a little extra push. So what's that quote or saying that you always either remind yourself of or the people around you?
Man, I always see bear quotes and I'm like, I'm going to make that my new thing. And then I never remember any of them. But I think the biggest one is to embrace the cringe. Embrace the cringe. Yeah.
I like that. I saw this whole TikTok that was doing a breakdown of the cringe.
Like the cringe pyramid and
the
stuff
cringe.
like that. Fuck yeah. Dude.
I was like, you know what? They're actually right.
Yeah.
You don't get to where you want to get to without embracing the cringe.
You got it, man.
That's a good one.
I'm in my cringe era.
No, that's a good one. I feel like you have no. I see videos of myself doing interviews over Zoom.
Yeah.
With my hair like half grown out. Oh my god.
You gotta embrace it.
No.
I haven't been outside for years. I finally come outside, and then I have some friends or like acquaintances being like, "You're a man now.
You're a man now.
You're a man now." I'm like, okay, I'm still in the cringe phase, but at least I'm a man.
You're definitely not in the cringe phase. You can't be up for sex symbol and muscle man of all the jazz pianists and be in your cringe phase. You got to choose one.
I took all the mystery out of it, bro. I can't have it all. You're right.
Yeah, you can't be cringe and then be like, Mr. Canada. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I like us ending on that, though. I think that people are afraid of embracing the cringe.
Yeah.
And there are good things outside of that cringe.
Yeah.
You get to that cringe and it'll be okay.
You push through it, man, and then all of a sudden, you're the happiest you've ever been.
Big facts. Yeah. Big facts. Please, everyone, go listen to this album while you walk, while you do whatever you need to do. If you are new to jazz, old to jazz, is a project from you, but we have some goodies. Not anyone watching on YouTube, we have some vinyl on set. Now you have some fellow J. You now have some same collaborators as Jay Dilla.
I know, isn't that fucking crazy?
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that happening and Dilla before we talk about these vinyls.
Well, Dilla, obviously, like a huge inspiration. And yeah, those features, like these people I used to rinse, man. Like absolutely rinse Med and Guilty Simpson, who I was lucky enough to have on my album. Bump. Go listen to that. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Wild.
I still can't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then War, the album behind you said you're a big War fan.
I am, yeah. So War. Yeah. All day music. I used to rinse like every day. And The World is a Ghetto, my best friend Seamus loves this song. And he'll just always sing it. He'll just be on Discord, like playing video games. And I'll be like, yeah, I mean,
Can't stop.
yeah, War's incredible.
Big shout out to Eugene for choosing these amazing vinyls.
Big shout out to Eugene.
You can find these at Play the Record. I believe obviously Dilla is in the instrumental hip hop section. War, I wish I could tell you where he got that from. But all these records you can find at Play the Record, legendary Toronto record store.
Yeah.
And of course, until next time, know yourself, know your worth.
Let's go.